Hi everyone, and welcome to a brand new product launch video from Zazzle. Today we are looking at brochures or paper brochures, and we're very excited about these because we know that paper products on Zazzle do very well, and we also know that business tangentially or related products like brochures also do very well, especially if they're consumable. So we would call this consumable because it's likely someone would buy some brochures on Zazzle and then go through them and then possibly order more. So we really love things like that. We know that that's true of business cards, that's true of even matchboxes, which we launched a few years ago. Those are often used as wedding favors, but they're also used for businesses and they have fared quite well. So we're very excited to launch these. We've developed these to be brochures. You'll see some, if you look for brochures on Zazzle, you will see some products out there already, some designs out there in the marketplace, but those usually are done on products that weren't specifically developed to be brochures. And so I think we've done a good job with this offering to really support what are real brochures. So let's start with paper. So we're going to be offering all of these shapes and styles in two papers. The first is a semi-gloss paper, so it's somewhat glossy, and it's thicker. It's more of a cardstock. So you can see that it really can hold itself up once folded by itself. So these are pretty thick. Now, if you were to display this, I just want to say, if you were to display this, this probably, if you say had it in something that was holding it at the bottom at an angle, it will probably stay upright, but I worry over time you may see the paper sag. And so I would encourage that if you're putting this on a display that you put it into a display that supports the whole length. And that's usually the way these are sold, or not sold, given away. You'll see stacks of brochures in, say, a clear plastic display case, and we have a shot on the product page featuring that. So that is the thicker semi-gloss. We wanted to support something a little upscale because some brochures are like that. And then we also have a text satin paper, which is also somewhat glossy, but is thinner. So if you see here, this is, it's a thinner paper. And this one definitely, you'd want to, if you were in a display case, you wouldn't want to leave it at an angle only supporting, say, from the bottom, because eventually it will start folding, it will start bending. Just gravity. So thinner, thicker, both semi-gloss or satin. And that's true, those two papers are available on all the sizes and styles. And then in terms of styles, we have three styles. This is the bifold, which means two folds, so it folds in half. And again, this is the thicker cardstock. Here it is in the text satin. So this, on the larger sizes, you can definitely see on the cardstock, it's pretty rigid, it'll hold up. But when you switch to the satin, it's definitely a thinner paper. But again, this is a very popular brochure style. So anyway, back to the style. It is a brochure. It is a bifold. And then we have trifolds. So these fold 3 times. And these are actually, all of these are shipped flat, but they come pre-creased, so they're very easy to fold. And you can see that it's a trifold. So it's what's interesting about that is this one's very simple. The back side and the interior is one big design area with the fold in the middle. This gets a little more complicated because this is the front, but then the middle of the background is the back, and then this is the back of the back actually works almost as an interior. So you can play with designs on that. That's an interesting thing to know. Anyway, the trifold also comes in 3 different sizes, kind of a small, medium, and large. And then the last but not least, we have the trifold. I'm sorry, not trifold, the ZFold. And it's called a ZFold because when you fold it, it looks like a Z. And also, it's worth noting that on the ZFold, the outside area, in this case, the front and the back folded, the back is actually the inside. I wish I had a better example where I designed this for that fold, but these are test orders. There's a bunch of little things in here that we use for testing, just to make sure that everything is printing, the alignments are all good. Anyway, So that is the three styles: bifold, trifold, and ZFold. And then in terms of sizes, they differ between the different styles. So on the bifold, we have, this is a 8x9 size, and it folds up to be 9x4. And then we have 8.5 by 11, which folds up to 8.5 by 5.5. And then we have the largest, which is a 17 by 11, which folds up to 11 by 8.5. Moving on to the trifolds, slightly different. Trifolds, we have the 11 by 8.5, which folds to 8.5 by 3.67 inches. We have the 14 by 8.5, so slightly larger, which folds to 8.5 by 4.65. And then we have, last but not least, a 16 by 9. So again, this is the unfolded size of 16 by 9, but when it folds down to a 9 by 5.34. So that's 9 by 5.34. So pretty big. We can put these next to each other to see relative size. That's the bifold, largest bifold. Put these on top of each other. So these are very similar, but then there's a difference in the bifold and trifold. Then, and again, last but not least, we have the ZFold, which unfolded is 11 by 8.5, and then folded is 8.5 by 3.67, or this is the 8.5, 3.67. I hope I might be mixing some of those up in terms of how I'm describing the ratios, but those are all the ratios. So let's move this over. This one, the ZFold corresponds pretty well with the smallest size across the bifold and trifold. So that is it. Let me think, is there anything else I'd like to call out? I think that's it. Very excited about these. We'll be promoting these pretty heavily because we know that our consumable business products do well. And so hopefully you'll see your amazing designs on these get purchased, and then you will also see them repurchased hopefully in the future as customers run out of these and continue to stock their shelves or display cases in their hotels and things like that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. We have a lot of new products coming up that we're excited to share out. So as they come up, we will continue to do these videos. And as always, very excited to see your creations on these. And have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.